welcome back to my channel, and this is the first official installment of Ladies Library, and we will be doing my first TBR Tower video. So if you saw last week's video, you will know that I am working on getting down my TBR from 531 books at the time of filming. It may end up being a little higher after Christmas. We'll see. But as of right now, it's 531 books on my TBR. And I will be choosing which ones I read by drawing out of my TBR jar. Hi, buddy. What you doing? So this is going to be really interesting because I do still have my Christmas ornaments up. So we'll see how many of those that I knock over in this process. You help me pick? Yeah? Okay. This is Miller. You will probably see a lot of him. He is very interested in everything and being with people. So, meet Miller and his tail. Yeah, you're a good boy. All right, so the way this is going to work, I'm going to pull one title and try to find it on my TBR Tower. And if I cannot find it, I will then have to pull 2 titles. And this will continue until I am out of titles, in which case I will need to read 10 books. So, here goes the first one. Ah! Cinder. Huh. I'm pretty sure I have that in paperback. Nope. So I could not find this one. I believe it is in the center. It is part of the trunk of the tree. So let's pull 2 more and hope I can find one. I just really love blowing them up into little balls. Okay, so this one is Gemma, which I've actually already read. Obviously, I made this TBR jar a while ago and didn't update it. So I guess that's just a bonus. I don't have to find it because it's red. We're gonna go with that. That sounds like a good way to start this. So the Final Empire. I'm really excited to get into Mistborn. The problem is it's about right here on the inside. So I took note while I was building it, because I really want to read it. So I thought I was going to get away with, I already read one, so then I could drop down to only having one, but no, I'm going back up to 2. I don't know why I just folded that back. Okay. Okay, so I got 2. So I have Outlander and The Last Magician. So Outlander, I know. Oh, cool. Outlander's like right here. There are books on top of it. Let's see how much it's actually supporting. Sorry for the angle change. I got excited and knocked my phone over. So I got Outlander. I had to strategically rearrange some ornaments to keep the top stable. But I did manage to find Outlander and retrieve it. So The Last Magician is a trade paperback. Okay, so I found it. It's, can you see? It's like right here. I'm going to end up blocking. Okay, so it's way the heck down here. And it is jammed. So that is not safely retrievable. So I was able to find Outlander, but not The Last Magician. So I'm good on Outlander, but I do need to draw 2 more for The Last Magician. But we've made progress. We've made progress. Okay, so 1, 2. You gonna help? You gonna help? You blow it up? He's really cute, guys. Okay, so I have Nightfall and Ocean at the End of the Lane. This I know is a trade paperback. Nightfall, I think, is an ARC. That's a trade paperback. Yes. Oh, actually, I just found Nightfall. So Nightfall was on the floor. So this is an ARC from September 2015. I mentioned I was in a reading slump, right? Right? Okay. So Ocean at the End of the Lane. Okay, now look for Ocean at the End of the Lane. So found one, couldn't find the other, so I'm drawing 2 more. I only have 4 more left in here. Can you help? Miller has blessed the cup. Alright, so I am excited to get to read this one, and I know exactly where it is. Peace and Turmoil by Elliot Brooks. If you've not checked out her YouTube channel, I will link it down below and make sure you go check it out. The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. I don't know where this one is. I do know that it is a trade paperback by Joe Abercrombie. Let me start by grabbing Peace and Turmoil. That was all ornaments. No books were harmed in the making of this video yet. Oh no, I found it. Okay. I don't know if I can safely do this, buddy. Okay, let's get the camera. So back around here, I found it. It's down here. It's a little loose. Maybe I can like do like a Indiana Jones like swap here. Let's You are the most helpful, unhelpful puppy. Do you know how to turn around and get out of here? I don't know if... Oh. I got it. That was stressful. Okay, so I was able to get Peace and Turmoil by Elliot Brooks fairly easily. And with some finagling, I managed to get The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. Oh my God. That happened. So I managed to get away with 4 books. The first one is Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. And Outlander is a story about a woman in, I think, the 1945, who ends up stumbling across a magical portal to 1743, where she meets the lovely Jamie, and they end up having a wonderful romance. Now, I have watched most of the TV series, and I did really enjoy it. There is a fun story about this particular book, in that, so I've had this for 5 years. I know it was 5 years because the weekend before my wedding, my husband's favorite band was at a music festival, and he was like, well, I want to go see them. And I was like, that's fair. And so we went together, and I realized I did not bring a book to read, and I was only interested in the one band that was his favorite. And my mom, who was in town for the wedding, because she lived in California at the time, was texting me and found this out. And my mother is so extra. I love her. She went to the mall and bought this book. And by the time that she made it to the music festival, we were already inside. So she found somebody in line to get in and wrote down my name and my phone number. And it's still in here. I'm not going to show you guys my phone number, but had the girl call me and hand off this book in the middle of the music festival. So I have started this book. I was reading on the ground at a music festival. But when we got back from the music festival, I went back to the book I had been reading and did not ever get back around to this. So I am excited to pick it up. It is a really long one. See, I think that's bit from the next book. How many pages is this? Oh, yeah, it's 850 pages. So, we're going to start this year off with some thick books because this is not the only one that's thick on here. But it's only four. It's only 4 books. That's just 1 book a week. The next book that came up was Nightfall. And this is by Jake Halpern and Peter Kujawinski. And this was an advanced reader copy that I got through work. That I honestly don't remember what it's about. So it looks like it is these villagers live on this island where the sun only rises every 28 years. I'm guessing the sun also only sets every 28 years or something. Because it says that, like, they don't know what happens when the kids don't know what happened when night falls because they weren't alive the last time it happened. But, like, their island gets taken over by some other beings. And, like, the whole island changes and they have to figure out how to survive. So apparently, like, the adults, like, the people who had lived through this before just ditched them. I don't know. It's a very unclear description. Miller, I don't know what that is, but it's crinkling, so you probably aren't supposed to have it. So the next book that I picked up was Peace and Turmoil by Elliot Brooks. Elliot is actually a booktuber here on YouTube, and I honestly don't remember what this is about. I just remember her talking about it and wanting to support her in her debut novel. Honestly, I really trust Elliot's reading taste, and it's a high fantasy with a gorgeous cover, so that's honestly all I need to know. And last, but certainly not least, and the hardest one to actually get out of the tower, was The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. This was not recommended specifically to me, but Holly Hearts Books is a fabulous booktuber, and I will also link her. I will link her channel in the description as well. She absolutely rants and raves about Joe Abercrombie, and I've enjoyed pretty much every book that I've read that she has said she enjoyed. So I really don't have any idea. I know this is sort of like a more darker fantasy. This actually had a shorter acquisition story in that my husband was on a trip in Georgia. I don't even remember why, but he stopped by a branch of the bookstore I work for and was like, hey, is there anything that you want me to see if they have? And it's a used bookstore, so I often can't get like a lot of things because it's all a matter of what people sell, and people don't tend to sell Joe Abercrombie, which is a good sign. But they happen to have this copy in stock at that location. And so I was on the phone with him for like 15 minutes while him and this poor other associate like wandered around to try to find this book, and like it hadn't even made it on the shelves yet. So it is the first book in the First Law trilogy, and hopefully I'll be able to tell you what it's about in a month. So these are the 4 books that are required by my TBR Tower. Now, there are a few reading goals that I have, and none of these fit any of those reading goals. So I'm going to have to choose some more books. So there are, I have 3 monthly reading goals in addition to working on my TBR Tower. One of them is to read a sequel to a series I've already started. And while there are several series in what the TBR jar picked for me, none of them are sequels. They're all the beginning of new series. So, in order to continue to work on series that I've already started, I will be reading The Slitheen Excursion, which is a Doctor Who book by Simon Guyer. I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry. Doctor Who is a rather famous sci-fi show based out of the UK, where there is this humanoid alien called the Doctor who travels through space and time. The other two things that I would like to read every month, I was actually able to squish into one book. And both of these are nice and small, which is nice. So I would have a list of books that River has recommended I read. And so I'm trying to read one of those each month. And I'm trying to read a nonfiction each month. So I will be reading Food Rules and Eater's Manual by Michael Pollan. River has recommended this book, and it is a nonfiction book to help you eat better. So I will also be reading that. This is it for my first month TBR. These first 4 are required, otherwise I will have to take a punishment. These 2 little ones are required, but I'm not going to punish myself if I don't read them. I'll just roll them over. Let me know if you've read any of these, what you think, and I'll see you next week.